Name the movie? That's right, it's the James Bond theme. And you might have been looking at that and going, I reckon I could play that. And yes, you probably can. So let's just jump it down. I'm not going to give you the tab, I'm just going to explain it for this one. Because I want you to, you know, but basically I haven't written out the tab, okay? I haven't written out the tab, so I'm just going to explain it because it's quite easy. We're going to start on our A string, and we're going to go to fret 2. Now, you're going to use your first finger for fret 2 in this example. Now what we're doing is very much like the warm-up we did yesterday. We're just walking along to, now second finger goes down, third finger goes down, back to second. And there's a little bit more to it, but let's just practice that. So we're going to go, I'm going to talk in terms of fingers, not frets here. So first finger, second finger, third finger, second finger. 1, 2, 3, and first finger, second finger, walking along gently, back to second. Let's do it all again. First finger, good. And now the other little thing we're going to have to do here is it's a right hand thing, okay? So in between every note you pluck on A string, you're just going to pluck the open E one time. So you're going to go, let's do first finger on A, and then open E. Second finger. So just in between all your main notes that you're playing with your left hand, you're just adding in an open E string. Okay, so remember, let's just recap that real quick. You find in the second fret on the A string, you're using your first finger to hold it there. You're going to keep that position there now. That finger doesn't really need to move, staying rooted there. And we're going to go first finger, open E. Second finger, open E. Third finger, open E. One more time. Okay, now if you want to pause there and practice a little bit, then please do. I'll just play it for you a bit more fast so you can sort of see how this can be a lot of fun when you get a bit more speed built up. But that doesn't have to be today or tomorrow, it can be whenever, you know? That's what it sounds like a little bit faster. Before we move on from this, I just want to use a little bit of the knowledge that we learned yesterday. Remember yesterday we talked a bit about how there's different notes and we got these things called sharps that come in between our letters. Let's work out what these notes you are playing are called. Let's put this into practice. So we're playing on the A string. So if it plays the A string open, just the note A. Remember what happens next? So if I put the next one down, we got, what have we got? A sharp. Good. And then we go to B. You think so? Let's think. That was the first note we played for the James Bond song. So our first note is B. Then E. Open E. What is the note that comes after B? Have a look at the piano again. Yeah, there's no B sharp for some reason. There just isn't. So we've got B next. Well, what am I talking about? We don't have B next. There's no B sharp, so we go straight to C. Got C. And what's next? What's that fourth note? Have a think. C sharp. Anyway, just showing you how these things work in a real life situation. So let's move on. Okay. So I want to go back to what we learned yesterday, our E major chord. Let's have a look at the chord box there. And get your fingers ready. Take a second, get each one on nicely. Start with your first finger maybe, get that first one down, rooted, first fret on the G, and your third finger is going to come there, second fret on the D, and then your second finger's got to loop all the way over and get the second fret on the A, and make sure all the strings are ringing. So as we discussed, this is E major. And we also had, by just taking this finger off, we've got E minor. So just you can play along or you can just listen. This is a bit of a listening thing. Let's just listen to the difference in tonality. We've got major, or we've got minor. How does that sound to you? How could you describe the difference in how they sound? They're both variations of an E chord. One's major, one's minor. What's the difference in the sound though? How would you describe that to someone if they said, oh, what does a major chord sound like? What does a minor chord sound like? What words could you use? Maybe just have a minute, just play over them. What's kind of happening as we go? Moving that first finger on and off. It's only one note difference. It's quite a dramatic difference in sound. There's no real right answer here, but commonly what people say is, and you don't have to agree with this, is major chords tend to sound a bit sort of bright and happy. Maybe they're joyful somehow. And when you've got a minor chord, it tends to be more dark and melancholy. And like I say, that's just what lots of people say. But you don't have to agree with that, all right? There's no science in that. It's just what people think, and people are quite often wrong. So you make up your own mind about how you feel about those chords. Anyways, how does that? So we'll go back to E major. We're now going to learn another totally new chord. This one's completely new. What you're going to do, a bit like when we went from E minor and then we made this A sus thing, just by moving the same shape along. So you're going to play E major now. And you're going to move all three of your fingers down one string. So the first finger will now be first fret on the B, third finger second fret on the G, making the note A, you might notice. Second finger second fret on the D, and you're going to pluck from the A string all the way down. Before we do it, have a guess. What chord do you reckon this is going to be? It's very similar to the A sus2. Right, let's just play it. So that's the shape. Here's the chord box. Fifth string down. So we want the root A. Now have a listen. Do you think that is A major or A minor? Listen to it. That is A minor. Okay, so let's go back to our E. So we've got E major. And let's see if we can just switch up to get A minor. So lifting all our fingers off, moving them very slightly, and then plonking them back down again. So switch between E major and then A minor. Remember to focus on just playing from the fifth string down, the A string down, when you play the A minor, because we want the A root. Remember, as little movement as possible in the left hand, just sort of unclamping and then clamping back down, trying to move all your fingers as one unit. Don't do one, you might have to do one at a time just while you're thinking all this through, but when you get more comfortable, you're trying to move them as just one. You can just move it one shape, you know? Okay, so take a second to practice that if you want to. Right, so we're going back to tunes now. I'm gonna teach you another classic riff, a rock riff, which you've probably heard. Do you know the song? Satisfaction by the Stones. Right, so here's the tab. Now we're starting, what string is that on? The A string. You can use your first finger, even though it's fret 2, first finger. I know we've been a bit naughty. And your hand is going to shift around a little bit, like we did with Smoke on the Water. So, but just starting with your finger over the second fret on the A, 2 nice rest strokes. And then we're going to the 4th fret, and we're going to use our third finger, this stretch that we've been doing a lot of. Remember, we started doing it when we did E, F and G and C and D. that 2 fret stretch, and we've done it with Smoke on the Water, and we've done it with the blues thing. So we're getting quite used to this stretching out 1st to 3rd, and now we're doing it here. So we're starting from fret 2, 2 plucks, 4th fret, and then we're going to slide that 3rd finger up to the 5th fret. And we're going to play 5th fret again, and then 2 4s. So it's all broken up. So let's do it properly. Let's do it properly. You got the idea there, but there's some nuance that you need to get your head around. So we're going da da, and then we're going to do this thing. We're going to go 2 4 5 pretty quickly. We're going to go da da da. So we're going to go 2 nice solid 2nd frets, ba ba. Then 2 4 5. Let's slow it down. Da da. 2 4 5. Go 5 4 4, and I want you to slide between those 2 notes with that same finger. So we're going to keep our hand in this sort of shape. 5 4 4. Let's string it all together. 1 2 3 4. That's a terrible counting, I apologise. 1 2 3 and 2 4 5 5 4 4. I like singing the numbers of the frets out loud. You may want to do that yourself. Maybe you're not alone and feel weird doing it, but I encourage you to sort of sing out what notes you're doing. It might help you learn it quicker. 1 2 3 and 2 2 2 4 5 5 4 4. And we just repeat. 2 4 5 5 4 4. You can do that at your own speed. You can start right down. Always go slow, by the way. When you're learning something new and you're practicing by yourself, go slow. Right? Go as slow as you want, because it takes a long time to get the thing in your head, to get it to your fingers, to get it back to your head, like the guitar. You know, it's all, I don't know what it is. Science probably. It just takes time. So go slowly. You'll get there quicker by going slow. With a rabbit and hare sort of thing. Let's talk about this song. The tricky bit is going to be this. 2 4 5, because that's happening faster. You've got 2 nice slow notes here. Boom, boom. Then you've got to go quick. 2 4 5. So you've got to get that 2 to the 4. Clamp, you know, that sort of shuffle position, that thing you know how to do, the stretch, and then you've got to slide that 3rd finger up to the 5th very quickly, all in a quick succession. Da da da. Sounds a bit like another James Bond song. Anyway, and then you're going to go 5 4 4, and really remembering to just use your 3rd finger there. Now, you might be thinking, why don't I use my 4th finger here?